Hello folks, welcome to the Boneyard / YouTube channel and the Hillbilly Cooking Network. We talk about monkeys, midgets, Bigfoot, motorcycles, game wardens, Jesus and the 45, you name it, we talk about it. Things that interest you, things out of my book, The Boys of the Boneyard / The Boys of the Boneyard / If you ain't got it, get it. If you get it, read it. If you read it, don't judge me. But my book's got a little bit of everything in it. There's bound to be something in there to interest you. So, behind me is my 06 Road King. That is some hillbilly love right there. I'm telling you, that is some hillbilly love. I don't know if you can see it, but right down here in the corner, on both sides, it's chrome. It says Hillbilly Edition. That is a special made tag for it in chrome. Hillbilly Edition. Got the stretched bags hanging way down. Got the Reinhardt Racing air cleaner on it right here. Got some Reinhardt exhaust on it. Anyway, makes me happy. That's some hillbilly love. Makes me happy, I'm telling you. But I guess you figure out we're gonna talk about motorcycles today, right? I've been on two wheels on a motorcycle on the street since I was 16. Bought my first dirt bike, bought it myself. We was poor, didn't have much money. I had to save up my own money to buy my stuff. I always wanted a motorcycle, so I bought a dirt bike when I was like 11. Saved up my money, bought it. Had a couple of them till I got to where I could buy me a street bike. But there wasn't a whole lot of motorcycles out there in the country where I grew up. Not a whole lot. Very few people rode them. A couple guys I wrote about in my book, that's a whole lot older than me. Gus and Leonard and Gus. Showed me a lot of love. They were 15, 20 years older than me. Maybe a little more than that on Leonard. He'd been to Vietnam. But anyway, these hands were your stereotypical bikers, if that's what you want to call them. Rough, tough, sometimes socially unacceptable, but they showed me a lot of love, treated me like I was their brother. And I was just a young, skinny kid, you know. Yeah, I was skinny one time. But anyway, I was born in 67. So, like I said, wasn't a lot of motorcycles out there where I grew up. I remember seeing one on TV. First show I seen was Joe Namath, CC Rider. Okay? Yeah, it's a cheesy biker movie, but hey, when you're 4 or 5 years old, hey, them choppers are something. Yeah, that was pretty cool. But I always was fascinated with them. Just wasn't a whole lot around to look at, you know. Just didn't see a motorcycle very often. But anyway, bought me a dirt bike, got it. Lots of good times on a couple different dirt bikes. Broke my collarbone one time on it. Yeah, out there in the country, you know, we just had thousands of acres to ride on up out there in the country, but big red clay gullies, real deep with real high sides on them, you know, and you get down in there and ride up them. Some of them just dang near straight up. But anyway, bike comes back over on me, falls on me, breaks my collarbone. I'm a long ways from the house. I'm 3 or 4 miles. Barely can work clutch on it, but I get on it and ride it home. I'm 14, 15. Tell mother, you know, I got this big knot here. It hurts. I think I broke it. Must she be alright, you know. Hey, mother was a nurse. She worked at the hospital. But that's the way it was out in the country. If it wasn't broken, wasn't bleeding, you just went on. But it wasn't sure it was broke. But anyway, yeah, I could hardly use that arm for about 4 or 5 weeks. And I still got a big knot right there. Never went to the doctor, never went to the hospital. We just, keep on going, people. Come on, gotta be tough out there where I come from. Live or die, sink or swim. But anyway, yeah, well, I tell you what healed me up. Dove season come along, yeah, I know. Dove season. It happened about 4 weeks prior to dove season. And man, I could just barely use that arm. And then dove season's coming up, and then it's fixing to open. Gus, one of these guys I hung out with, or off and on. He comes by the house. Hey, let's go dove hunting. Get your gun. All I got's a pump shotgun. Yeah, had a pump 20, and I'm like, golly, I can just barely pump this gun. But anyway, we'll get out there hunting, get to shooting, and boom, boom. I'm not a real good shot, but I get to shoot a lot anyway. But shoot, I done forgot about that arm, how it didn't feel good and how it hurt and it didn't work. That shoulder. Next day, I get up, man, that dude right there, everything seems to be pretty good there. I'm telling you, dove hunting, best therapy in the world for broke collarbone, even if you don't go to the doctor. But anyway, but yeah, Gus and Leonard, them hands right there, they was something else. Like I said, Leonard had long black hair hung all the way down his back. He usually had a Fu Manchu mustache. Leonard built a couple Harleys in his living room. I thought that was cool. And Gus, he built motorcycles and wrecked them and everything else. So Gus, he could ride a wheelie. He rode a wheelie so far one time he burnt the engine up on his Kawasaki. Yeah, just all the oil went to the back of the engine, wouldn't circulate, burn it up. But he could ride a wheelie for miles on a big street back. But he was gonna ride a wheelie around the S curve up at Garrett's Bluff. I mean at Belk, up toward Garrett's Bluff, what we call the upper country from Chakotah, it'd be west. There's a sharp S curve up there. And it was one night by itself in the winter. May or not have been drinking. I don't know. I wasn't there. He tries to ride that S curve in a wheelie. He was good, but he didn't make it. Wiped out, went through the ditch. Reflector went through his jaw, one of them steel state reflectors. Popped his eyeball out, had some other bodily injuries. He gets up, gets his motorcycle out the ditch. He says his eyeball was hanging out. He said he pushed it back in. I wasn't there, I don't know, I'm just going by what he said. Gets on his motorcycle, cranks it back up, and goes home. He didn't know how bad he was. Like I said, he was really cold. And cold weather, and may have been drinking, I don't know. But anyway, he goes home, goes in the house, just falls down to bed. His wife's in bed. She gets up next morning to go to work. Goes to work, works at an old cafe restaurant out there. And his guys he works with, they come by, they work in construction. He usually drove bulldozers and stuff like that, work construction, tough. Gus had guns on him, both arms, just from running that equipment all the time. Gus looked like a young Kenny Rogers, you might say. Always had a beard, fairly long hair, and intimidating looking, but would do anything for anybody. Did a lot for me. Guys he worked with asked, hey, where's Gus at? They met there at the cafe. He said, oh, he come in drunk last night. He's not going to be here today, probably hungover. Gus drank every day. They knew it didn't matter. He was always at work. He was always at work, no matter how much he drank. He was always at work. Hard-working dude. They said, this didn't seem right. They go to their house, knock on the door, going in. He has bled through this mattress that he's sleeping on. Yeah, it's one of these old mattresses, this cotton field mattress. He bled through it, and there's a puddle of blood underneath the bed, and it's run out from underneath the bed. She had to step over this blood to get to work. Had to. That's what they say. That's what his buddies say. Anyway, they get him up, roll him over, look at him, take him to the hospital. He was in the hospital. Somebody can correct me. Some of his family could probably correct me if I'm wrong. It's like maybe 2 months. some surgeries and some praying for him, and he recovered, fully healed, fully recovered. See, out of both eyes, everything's healed up. He's good. And he's back on the motorcycle again, back at work and everything else. Divorced his wife. But anyway, that's another story. But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of guys I grew up with. Whether they were cowboys or bikers, they were tough. You get hurt, you go on. You don't whine and cry about stuff like these people do nowadays. You know, you do a lot of praying, trusting God, Jesus. It was just a different world. But motorcycles has played a big part in my life, all my life, at some point or another, and the people who ride them and enjoy them, and who love each other. Love all my brothers at Desmadre's MC. Shout out to all of them. Love them dearly. We do a lot of good things for people, and we have a lot of fun also riding and raise money to benefits such as that. But we enjoy the lifestyle. I got my first street bike when I was like 16. I couldn't afford a Harley. I wanted one bad, but I couldn't afford one. Got me a Yamaha, black and chrome. Yeah, buddy. And yeah, I was born in '67. I grew up late '70s and through the '80s. Yeah, I had a mullet like everybody else. But I loved that motorcycle. I loved it dearly. Got it one afternoon used. Put 300 miles on it that first night. Yeah, I didn't want to get off of it. That was freedom, people, freedom. On the road. Good on gas, didn't cost much, could go anywhere. I rode, rain, sleet, snow, whatever. I had a pickup at the time, but man, I just wouldn't get off of it. Didn't have no glasses back then, didn't have no goggles, didn't have no helmet. Wore some sunshades during the day, keep the sun out of my eyes. Really don't think much about the wind when you're that age, you know, nothing really bothers you. But I was wearing my sunglasses at night to keep wind out of my eyes. I was going down 271, headed from Powderly, Texas, down to Arthur City. You drop off a big hill, go down to Arthur City right before you get to the river bridge. It goes into Oklahoma on 271. But anyway, as soon as right before you get to Oklahoma, you take a sharp left going west and go to Texas, go up the river. But anyway, I was going down 271 toward Arthur City. Got my sunglasses on. It's midnight. I've been out carousing. Yeah, I run wild and free from the time I was 14 to right now. But anyway, sailing down through there. Back in them days, I just rode fast and hard. I was probably doing 80 miles an hour. Riding down through there, got my sunglasses on, midnight. I feel something sweep the side of my arm. You know, I can see my lights, I can see the line, see a little bit. It's good enough when you're 16, get good eyesight in them sunglasses at night. Something swept my arm. I slowed down there, turned around, come back, cross over and go back. Easing along, I done cut down about 30 miles an hour. Headlights on bright already. And I'm easing along. And there's a big black Angus heifer standing in the middle of the road, black as night. Could not. I took my glasses off so I could see a little better. I'm looking. I felt something brush my arm. It didn't hit me, knock me, rock me. I just barely swept my arm. And there's a big, I don't know, she's 1,000 pounds at least. Big one. She just standing there. And I done grazed by her and just barely brushed her. Had she stepped one way or the other, I wouldn't be here talking about this, I don't imagine. Talking about Jesus watching out for you. Well, there you go. Watched out for me a bunch that I didn't even think about at the time. Later on, you think about these things. Yeah. Jesus under 45, that's all you need to survive in this life. Jesus under 45. That's 45. I got Jesus Jesus and a 45. That's a little bit of motorcycle stories. I got some more. Got nothing about no boy who rode one. He had a one-handle motorcycle, just one. Guess it was throttle side. I really can't remember. He's a lot older than me. It's something he'd put together, got somewhere. Like I said, we didn't have a lot of money. He had a little bit of speech impediment. Great guy. I'm making fun, just telling you. I asked him one time, I asked him how he rode that one handlebar motorcycle. How'd you do that? You know, it's difficult. How'd you do it? He said it wasn't easy. That's all he said about it. It wasn't easy. But anyway, Jesus and a 45. That's all you need is 5 in this life. Boys, boneyard slash. If you ain't got it, get it. If you get it, read it. If you read it, don't judge me. Motorcycles makes Hillbilly happy. See y'all later.